Well, it's the AutoNation Gridiron Report. We're down to the last 2 weeks of the season. State semis and Booker T, congratulations, 39 in a row. They're heading off to the state finals to take on Jacksonville Bulls. We will be in Orlando, and we'll provide all the highlights for you. But coming up here, state semifinal action, JT and Blue. JT will be with Central. They're going for 5 in a row against Daytona Mainland. Will be a tough matchup. JT will let you know why. Here in South Florida, Columbus, 2012, they got to this part of the playoffs, state semifinals. They will travel up to Flanagan, who week after week are setting new school records in terms of how far they've gone in the playoffs. The Dirty Birds versus the Explorers. For more on that one, here's Blue.
Thanks a lot, Josh. I'll tell you what a great week ahead. I mean, whether it's a state championship week for Booker T. Washington or getting to state for a couple of teams. We'll start with this one. This is going to be a pretty decent game. You take a look at Columbus, you take a look at Flanagan. Flanagan has had, a tremendous time. Their defense has been big time. They're doing everything on offense. Ryan Stanley's doing a great job. I know JT Wilcox, my partner, loves this. He's talked about this team since the beginning of the year. I got to give him credit. They're undefeated. But you look at Columbus and the road that the Explorers have had. I mean, this is a team that started out and beat Coral Gables to take an early district lead, and then they came back and got crushed by Central. A lot of people think that was the game that woke this team up. They went up to Kentucky and beat a team that hadn't lost at home since 2005. They came back. They really have not looked back. Beat a team that I have to personally say that I picked to go to state, the Killian Cougars. If you're taking a look at this game, I think you have to look at that strength of schedule as being a difference maker. It's going to be a close game, but I think having a tight game with so many quality football teams, you got to think that Columbus may have an edge, even on the road in this game, because they've been there, done that, as far as that's concerned. Let me talk, before I flip it over to JT Wilcox, let me talk about the Booker T. Washington Tornadoes. I have said all along that they deserve to be the number one team in the nation. Why not? They haven't lost in so many years, we can't even think back to the time that they've lost. They're going to the state championship game against a team that they know very well in Jacksonville Bulls. I think this game, may be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think Jacksonville Bulls has really come a long way. Booker T is, again, the more tested team, having to go to Cocoa last week, and I'd have to say Cocoa is one of the toughest teams outside of Central that they played this year. They are road tested. I am telling you right now. JT is going to talk about one of the big games coming up at Central and Mainland. Before he does, though, he's going to take a look at this Booker T. Washington game himself and break it down his way. JT, what do you think about this game?
Thanks, Blue. Yes, the F5 Tornadoes are going to Orlando this week. It's the best time of the year. Thanksgiving just got done, still full. Looking forward to Christmas. Looking forward to going to Orlando. Like we said, Booker T will be there taking on Jacksonville Bulls. The Tornadoes are the new standard. I have no fear in that Coach Ice Harris Jr. will be able to get the job done. I think Booker T goes up there and gets their record 3rd straight title this week. They get it done against Jacksonville Bulls. Even though it'll be a close game, Booker T still comes out on top because they're the new standard, as I wrote in my column last week. But getting into another game, state semifinals, talking about Central Rockets going up to Daytona Mainland to take on the Buccaneers up there. That's Vince Carter's alma mater, if you didn't know that, but that's basketball, so they're not known for their football like we are. But it's going to be a great game. Central has been playing with fire these past couple of weeks, offensively getting off to little slow starts, getting behind, kind of like Florida State a little bit, but they've been digging out of those holes and winning nonetheless. This is a game where they can't really do that. They may want to go to their Wildcat formation with Anthony Jones, who's been playing out of his mind these past couple of weeks. They may want to go to that early, get some points on the board, and let that defense, the Rock Boys, get it done. Let that Rock Boy defense hold on to a lead and just kind of roll to a victory. So I think it's going to be a close one, especially going on the road in Daytona Beach, Daytona 500, which it is what it is. But I think the Rockets get it done. So it's going to be a lot of great games, 5 in total this week. Back to you, Josh.
JT, thank you very much. Can you believe that? Central's got a chance to go to the state championship 5 years in a row. Hope the Rockets can pull it off. We'll have coverage of all the games down here in our backyard. Flanagan and Columbus, American Heritage and Bishop Moore, St. Thomas and East Lake, South Florida, should represent in Orlando like always. Of course, you can keep up to date with us on Twitter at SFHS Sports, Facebook, and Instagram. JT's got something special up his sleeve. In terms of playoff coverage on Instagram, we're going to bring in a very personal and unique touch, and of course our scoreboard on the website at southfloridahighschoolsports.com. This has been another edition, a playoff edition of the AutoNation Gridiron Report here on southfloridahighschoolsports.com.